People might look at this building and might dismiss it as just another red brick school building, but I think that there's some really beautiful elements. I love this neighborhood. This is my neighborhood, and so that was part of the up here. It was the only mandate they gave me, is to pick something close to home, because we won't have central facilities. And I like this. And I like this idea of giving back a little bit to my neighborhood. Already I've had lots of neighbors come by and cheer me on and say how excited they are to have a piece of artwork in their neighborhood.
Tammy Gaber was invited to take part in the Power Up project during this year's Up Here Urban Art Festival. The project allows artists to leave their mark by painting electrical utility boxes around Greater Sudbury. Gaber used this opportunity to showcase her new skill. During the pandemic, she taught herself how to do block printing, and although she had only practiced the technique on small pages in her sketchbook, the architect was excited to apply it to a larger scale. In this case, the power box located outside the old Wembley School, the building which inspired her design.
So this isn't an extravagant school. It was never built as one that was showy. But with the constraints they had, they did this where the steps in the entrance, and then above it, how that's just really simply mimicked or done again with the bricks in the windows above. And so I tried to capture that with some of the texture in the block, this idea of stepping away. And I know that as the block is rotated, what was originally drawn as the kind of vertical steps will kind of be perceived as the horizontal ones. And maybe it's just about kind of looking at things in a kind of a gently stepped way. But also the color scheme, so we've got the red brick, which is like this beautiful deep red that I love. And so I thought, again, because this is a school, I'll play with the theme of the primary colors, red, yellow, blue, which is what guided me to use yellow and blue. And I don't want to repeat the color of the building. The building stands as a palette behind, because at the end, although this is a big canvas for me, it's a very small canvas compared to the size of the school. So I wanted it to read like the three primary colors of the school. So in the beginning, I was treating it like I was printing small. So with my Baron, which is the thing I press down with, I was pressing the way I would with small prints, but it wasn't getting the effect I wanted. It was translating into its shape, right? And so what I found was I had to just completely forget everyone and actually just put all my body weight into like pressing and dragging it. And that just requires like full mental and physical like immersion. And oftentimes I was like, when I was on top of it, I was using my knees for two reasons. The metal was really hot for me to touch, but also my knees served as part of the kind of the bodily like interaction with the piece. And so it's very much, it's interesting that when you translate something to that big, whether you like it or not, your body is a part of it, and how your body moves with it and presses into it is a part of what's coming through. So that was interesting. While I was working, people would stop and say, hey, that looks good, or yay, or I'm so glad you're doing this. Are you up here? A lot of people were like, are you up here? I'm not all of up here. I'm so proud to be affiliated with up here, but overall, I'm happy it worked out.
Heather Green Oliver, Sudbury.com.